No depth, no budget, but my AI now speaks over 100 languages fluently. Most people still think they need a skilled developer, a fat budget, or do some API sorcery to make a multilingual agent. They are wrong. Because in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to build a multilingual agent that can speak over 100 languages fluently. No code needed. This isn't some gimmick. It can handle support tickets in German, book appointments in Dutch, and handle objections in Russian. This is the difference between a side project and a global business. By the end of this video, you'll have your own multilingual agent running 24/7 and built entirely without code. I'll show you the exact stack I used, where most people go wrong, and how you can set this up for yourself within 10 minutes. If you're new to the channel, then welcome. My name is Mark, and I help businesses all over the world save tens of thousands of dollars a year with AI. So if you'd like to explore how we can do something similar for your business, you can just use the first link down below to book a free AI consultation call. I'm limiting the spots to only 3 people per video, so I hope to see you there. And now let's dive into the live demo.
Hey there. I know you probably get a ton of these calls, so we'll keep it quick. This is Mark from ECP. We actually spoke about a month ago, back in May, regarding extra capital for your business. Quick question for you. If I could put some numbers in front of you that actually make sense, would that be something you'd at least be open to just taking a look at?
Ik kan niet echt Engels spreken, dus zou je de vraag in het kort kunnen herhalen in het Nederlands?
Natuurlijk, geen probleem. Hoi, ik ben Mark van ECP. We hebben ongeveer een maand geleden gesproken, in mei, over extra kapitaal voor je bedrijf. Even een korte vraag. Als ik je cijfers kan laten zien die echt logisch zijn, zou je daar dan in ieder geval even naar willen kijken?
Ja, tuurlijk.
Top, bedankt voor je antwoord. Eerste vraagje. Hoe lang zijn wij al actief met het bedrijf?
10 jaar. 10 jaar.
Super, dus al 10 jaar bezig, dat is mooi. Volgende vraag.
Wait, can you switch back to English?
Of course, no problem. So just to recap, you've been in business for 10 years, which is awesome.
Okay, so what you could see was it switched back from English to Dutch to English. I've also added Russian, but I'm not that good at Russian, so I just kept it out of here. But you can use any language you want. It is up to you. The most popular languages are Spanish and German, and with English, of course. And this prompt is relatively large, like with the amount of questions I have here. So I won't go through all those questions in this demo, but I think you get the idea what you can do with multilingual voice agents. So now I'll quickly show you how to use this function. It is as simple as just clicking one button. So what you would do is, in retail, you have multiple things you can click here. You would click on this. Usually the default is English, but you would click here and select multilingual. So now it can speak any language you want. And depending on the voice you have, it can sound really good or really bad. This one in Dutch wasn't that good. I haven't taken a lot of time to look at voices to make it sound better. But for most languages, especially Spanish or German, there are a lot of voices inside of 11 Labs. That's also the provider we are using today. That sound amazing. So there are multiple parts of making it sound good. The first one is the actual voice, and that's, in my opinion, also the most important one. Second is the prompt, which I'll go over in just a sec, in what you need to include. And also some settings regarding the voice. So first things first, let's go to 11 Labs. And here you can see under voices, of course you need to create an account first, but here you can see all the voices and you can filter them. So for example, if you want a Spanish language, you will select that. And of course, you can see a lot of languages right here. So be sure to check your own language out. So apply filters. And then we can see a lot of voices. And also what you want to do is filter it on conversational, because we are using AI voice agents and you only want a conversational AI voice agent. So here you can see a lot of voices, also with multiple languages. So if you hover over this, you can see multiple languages. I'm looking for a Spanish and English one for a demonstration. So what you would do actually is click on the voice.
No puedes culpar a la gravedad por enamorarte.
I can speak Spanish, but here you can see it spoke Spanish, or maybe not. I'm not sure if that my microphone picked it up. But what you would do is, if you like the voice and you see, okay, it's in the languages I want it to speak, it isn't necessary, but it's better because it will sound better. So copy voice ID. You'll go to Retail AI. You'll click here. Click on Add Custom Voice, and you have 3 options: 11 Labs, OpenAI, Cartesia. 11 Labs is by far the best voice in my opinion. So what you would do is, after you have the ID, you would copy it here, and you'll see Mauricio. You click Save. Okay, and after it's saved, you will see right here Mauricio. And something really important in the prompt, you want to say, you speak English, Dutch, and Russian. In this case, I want only English and Spanish. And as well as here, English and Spanish. Oh, and you also, besides adding the languages, you want to add a rule. Usually you can add this to this section, but because I wanted to really know, I want to do that in this prompt. You can say here, once the user responds in a supported language, English and Spanish, immediately continue the conversation in that language. Do not repeat the initial language selection prompt. If the user later switches languages mid-conversation, recognize the change and respond in the new language seamlessly without restating previous questions unless necessary. So basically, when someone switches from language, it will continue the conversation as normal, unless the person is confused and wants you to repeat the question in that language. So this one is really important, and also to the role at you speak English and Spanish. So now I'll also do a quick demonstration of how that sounds.
Hey there. I know you probably get a ton of these calls.
Can you speak
so I'll
Spanish?
keep it quick. Sí, claro que sí. Puedo hablar español sin problema. ¿Prefieres?
Okay, that's enough. I can speak or understand Spanish. Otherwise, I would have spoken Spanish to show you that it worked. But that's essentially how you do it. And now for the settings, it isn't super important. It really depends on the voice. So for example, with this voice, I can't understand Spanish, so I don't know how it sounds in Spanish. But I know in English, there may or may not be in this particular voice, but if that happens, sometimes you have voices with really high pitches. So if that happens, just turn the temperature down to 0 or 0.3. You can just test everything. Make sure to test it, because that's the only way you will know how it sounds. And of course, if you have variables, that's also like a really difficult thing with multilingual voice agents. If you have or want to collect variables or say certain things in the other language, it may say it wrong. So you would have to add rules or interpret it wrong. So you would have to add rules basically to make it understand a certain word. For example, in Dutch, I had a client and people wanted to be called back the next day, which is in Dutch overmorgen. But the transcriber or the large language model would understand it as 2 separate words, overmorgen, which means tomorrow, but not in 2 days, if you get what I'm saying. So for that, you would add rules, and that's also based on a lot of testing. And also a really big downside with most voices that you find is that they sound really American. So a lot of voices have a American accent. So if you are going to build a multilingual agent, I would highly recommend you look at the voices in the 11 Labs library and just really spend a lot of time going through all those voices and seeing like which are actually good, like importing them into the retail platform and just testing them out and see which one is the best, because quality matters a lot when you are building voice agents. But that was it for this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to subscribe and like. Also, if you are a business owner and would like me to build a voice agent for your business, multilingual or not, be sure to scroll down and click the first link in the description. Again, we limit the spots to only 3 people per video, so be sure to check that out. But either way, thank you for watching, and I hope it was valuable, and I will see you in the next